Hola! Today, we're going to review how we conjugate gustar and other similar verbs. Be aware that while we're only dealing with the present tense today, we are going to be dealing with gustar and verbs like it and other verb tenses and moods that we learned this year. And the same rules apply, that there are only certain forms of the verb gustar you can use, and you're always going to use me te le and nosos les in front. First thing you need to be aware of, really, is what gustar really means. We translate it into English as to like. But what gustar really means is to be pleasing. We often say to like instead of to be, because in English, we don't typically say, the painting is pleasing to me. We would say, I like the painting. But the reason why gustar is so different in its conjugation, and verbs like gustar are so different in their conjugations, is that gustar does not really mean to like, it means to be pleasing. Now, on to the details of how we use the verb gustar. The first thing you need to remember is that there are only two conjugations. You can only use gusta or gustan when conjugating gustar. Gusta is the singular form, gustan is the plural form. You also need to remember that you're not looking for a subject pronoun, a yo, tu, él, ella, or usted, to decide how to conjugate this verb. What you need to do in order to conjugate gustar correctly is first look at the word right after gusta or gustan. If the word right after gusta or gustan is un sustantivo singular, or a singular noun, or el infinitivo de un verbo, the unconjugated or infinitive form of a verb, your only choice is to use gusta. If the word right after gustar is a plural noun, un sustantivo plural, your only choice is to use gustan. Next thing you need to know is that we don't use subject pronouns with gustar. No yo or tu or él, ella, usted, etc. Instead, we use these pronouns that are called indirect object pronouns. And you've seen them in the past and may see them again a little later this year. But you need to remember that they don't actually mean I or you. Me means to or for me. Te means to or for you. Le means to or for him, her, or you. Nos, to or for us. Os, to or for you all. And les, to or for them, or to or for you all. These are the words that we use instead of subject pronouns when we're working with gustar and similar verbs. So first, we're going to conjugate the verb gustar. You need to make sure that you write down both conjugations in the appropriate boxes. If you only write down one conjugation, you're not providing yourself with both options that you can use to conjugate the verb in a certain form. I like is me gusta or me gustan. You like, te gusta or te gustan. He or she likes or you like, le gusta or le gustan. We like, nos gusta or nos gustan. You all like, os gusta, os gustan. That one's only used in Spain. And then they like or you all like, les gusta or les gustan. Now, pausa el video, pause the video, and please translate las oraciones 1 a 5, sentences number 1 through 5. Once you're done, unpause the video and continue on with the notes. We have other verbs like gustar that you're expected to know. Make sure that you write down the English translation of each verb as it's given. Encantar means to love, but to love a place or to love doing something. Aburrir means to bore or to be bored. Molestar is a false cognate that means to bother or to annoy. Interesar is a verb that means to interest. Importar means to be important. Fascinar, to fascinate. Doler, which is also an ODUE stem changing verb, means to hurt. And faltar means to lack. You need to choose one of these verbs to conjugate it in the box. We will go over these verbs during the next class, or you can come up and show your conjugation to me. Once you're done with that, do your best to translate the sentences into Spanish. When you're done, please call me over to check so that we can try to take a few minutes and work through any areas of confusion or difficulty. And once you're all set, you're going to go on to the final slide in the final little batch of notes. As mentioned earlier, we do not use subject pronouns with GUSTAR. So what you should do here is write the subject pronouns in the final box and then put a big X through them or something else. Give yourself a nice visual reminder that we do not use these words with GUSTAR. You also need to remember that we do not use proper nouns or other nouns with GUSTAR before the verb. So for example, we don't say La chica gusta, doesn't exist. Be careful with that. Make sure you're following the rules. And once you're all set, start working on the practice games. When you feel more confident and comfortable and I've checked over all your work, you can grab a copy of the project. Gracias.